So they're never going to put the kick plates in, or rot boards, or whatever the hell you call them. They have a ton of fencing materials just on the other side of the building. But, well, they had even more, but some of it disappeared. Well, they're just leaving it laying over there. I mean, shit grows legs around here if you don't do stuff to take care of it. And they did say it was going to be a car lot, and I guess those 4 derelict cars are what they're calling a car lot. These guys are clearly fly-by-night, and they're starting to be scary. It's starting to make me wonder, because they haven't even mowed. And you can look at the grass underneath the fence, and it's getting bad again. But that we can take care of. I don't know how they're planning on making this into a business. I don't understand how they're making any money doing it the way they're doing it. Doesn't seem to be any money in just parking cars on a piece of ground that don't look like anybody actually is using them or owns them. You know, they're just in between cars that look like they're just derelict. You know, what's the word for it? There's another piece of land for sale behind this store over here. This piece of land is actually for sale, and I'm sitting there thinking, you know, if they had done this to that piece of land where they put up a piece of fence and they have a gate going into it, they could have done a lot better parking just derelict cars back there than they are right out in front of Westheimer. They got a prime piece of location here, right next to a nice busy road. If they actually had a business, you'd think they'd get some movement on the property. But here we are. You know, they've got this bullshit little temporary building that is just kind of there so for taxes, I guess. You put a building there to call it an office, so that changes what kind of taxes you pay on the land, and I'm pretty sure that's why they even bothered putting an office there. That or to comply with a lease or something. But then they just park a couple of derelict cars there in an old trailer that I am really surprised is still there. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? It's been months, and I haven't seen any money making going on in this situation, or any preparedness for real money making going on. So I don't know what the hell's going on. They're just letting it sit there. Somebody's spending money on that piece of property. Somebody's paying taxes on it. So I don't know what the hell's going on. And they're never going to finish that fence. It's still all open in the front, in case my earlier little over the top, which means if somebody walks in that property and does something, it's not trespassing. You have to have a closed fence in Texas for it to be trespassing. You can't tear a fence down and go in. That's still trespassing. But if they didn't put a fence in and they don't put up signs, and it's not trespassing if somebody goes onto the property. So, or at least I don't think you can convict anybody of trespassing. So I don't know what the hell's going on with these guys. Anyway, I took the day off. I had a really nasty headache this morning. I'm sure it has something to do with sinuses. So I took the day off and slept the vast majority of the day. And it's like 4. Whoa, jeez. It's like 4 o'clock now, and I've got nothing done. I was kind of hoping to pay bills today, but you know, when you have a headache that you can't even think through, you don't want to do anything, especially thinking, like having to do math with bills and crap like that. So didn't get that done. I keep looking at the office computer. I have the office computer just sitting there. I keep looking at it going, I should probably check my email, but then it's like, well, if they want something, I'll end up doing it, and that'll bring the headache back. And actually, normally when it's a sinus triggered headache, putting a hat on hurts, but today it seems to be helping. I don't understand that at all. It doesn't make any sense. Oh, so I'm trying to relax a little bit because, you know, lately I've been getting to work earlier, because during the summer, when Ellie doesn't have to go to school, Nat doesn't get up early in the morning, of course, because she doesn't have to. So I don't get a ride. That's fine. I walk in. It'll be good for the old gut to exercise, get the ticker back in summer mode. And so I walk to the bus stop, and that's when the bird's been attacking me. I don't know if you've seen those videos. And I get to work usually around 7, anywhere from 10 minutes till 7 to like 7:15, 7:20, anywhere in there, depending on which bus I can catch. It doesn't really matter when I leave the house, to be honest. It's just when the buses are running. And I'll get there that early, and I can get some stuff done. I get more done before we have a 9:30 meeting where we discuss what's going on with the builds and what's going on with all the releases because of Bird. And that 9:30 meeting really is the start of my official day. But I swear I get more done in the couple of hours I have before that than I do after. Because what happens is I come in, I usually have a plan by the time I get there. I say, okay, I'm going to do this, this, and this. I get this and this and this done, or the steps to you know, as far as I can. Go to the meeting, and everything changes in the meeting. It's one of the most productive meetings in the building. It's got to be, because the decisions we make affect how everything goes. Well, the decisions they make while I'm on the phone with them, they affect how half the stuff in the, how half the projects in the, who's going to be doing what, how things are going to be settled, and all this. It just, every day it's like this, and every day it changes. And every day, you know, something else breaks, and then we find other crap that has to be fixed, blah, blah, blah. But that's the rest of my day. And I walk out of that place, usually at 5 o'clock, and or thereabouts, and I get on the bus, and I go down to the bus stop, and a lot of times Natalie comes and picks me up, or if I have to walk, I haven't had to walk in this heat yet, and I'm dreading that. But if I get stuck walking, I'll usually wait till later in the evening, but I'll get here, Natalie come pick me up, I'll get home about 6 o'clock, and I get back on the computer and do more crap. And it's like, it's getting old, you know, working all the time. And I get days like this where I have a headache and I can't think, and I can't sleep right during the night because I have a headache at night. And of course, when you're asleep with a headache, you don't get up and you take care of it. You know, you think, oh, I just want to stay asleep. By the time I got out of the shower this morning, I'm like, this ain't happening. So you have to set the computer back up, because I had it all set up to walk into work. You have to set the computer all back up and email into work, because now you can't. There's nobody to phone. I can't phone in to anybody at work and leave a message and say, oh, I'm going to be sick today or whatever. I have to set up the email and copy all the people I'm working with and make sure that I put something in the email about when I'll be back and that sort of thing. And I usually skip the whole part of the office notification. I just don't do an office notification. Notifications, you get this thing that says, oh look, I'm out until such and such time or whatever, and it's like, screw that, they'll figure it out. I'll be back tomorrow. And you know, it just gets old always being available to work. And I don't do vacations. I have 2 weeks set at the end of the year, but that's like the busiest time, so we'll see how that works out if it gets stuck working at the end of the year. I'm going to have to make a whole separate video on how release schedules actually work for software, because, you know, I don't even want to get into it now, but it's all just, you have a deadline, and unless people get fired for missing the deadline, they're going to miss the deadline with software. It's just the way it works. So, and then even if you do make the deadline, you really didn't make the deadline. It's crazy shit. But anyway. So, headache's feeling a lot better. Got a truck going here. Oh, they're going to back up. That's going to be interesting. Yay, they made it.